Look at what is on screen right now. This is not a concept drawing or a generic wellness animation. You are looking at real product footage built around a glucose patch on the body and the app experience around it. For years, a device that looked like this sent one message: diabetes management. Now the same visual language is moving into everyday wellness. That is why this feels strange so quickly. A tool associated with medical need is being reframed as something ordinary people may wear to understand breakfast, workouts, sleep, and energy. Stay with these real screens and product moments for a second because they explain the appeal better than any abstract chart. What people want is not a lecture. They want feedback. They want to eat breakfast, look down at the app, and feel like they finally saw what their body did. They want to compare a walk with a hard workout or a good night of sleep with a bad one. That is the emotional hook. Real-time data feels specific, personal, and more honest than broad wellness advice. And that promise is what is pulling this category into normal consumer life. This is the moment the story stopped being a niche internet experiment. The FDA cleared the first over-the-counter continuous glucose monitor. That matters because it moved the category from prescription-only medical context toward direct consumer access. And while you are hearing that, we are not hiding behind stock footage. We are showing you real Stilo product material so the proof stays concrete. The narrow point here is not that everyone should buy one. The point is that everyday glucose tracking crossed into a real, regulated consumer market, and that is much bigger than one flashy gadget launch. Then the category widened, and the products on screen are not interchangeable. Stilo is being sold as an over-the-counter biosensor for adults not on insulin, with the reviewed official Stilo buy page starting at $55 for 2 weeks. Lingo pushes a broader wellness frame, and the reviewed official Lingo products page starts it at $49 for 2 weeks. Libre Rio is different again. Abbott positions it for adults with type 2 diabetes who do not use insulin. That is the comparison viewers need to see. This is not one product copied 3 times. It is already splitting into different audiences, price points, and promises. Now slow down and look carefully at the hardware. This is the distinction that keeps the whole video honest. A real glucose biosensor is a physical patch worn on the body. It measures glucose in the fluid around your cells and turns that into trend data over time. It is not reading your mind. It is not guessing from skin tone. It is not trying to infer glucose from a pulse alone. That is why these product visuals matter. You are looking at real sensor hardware and a real measurement pathway, not a vague wellness metaphor dressed up as medicine. This is where the user experience becomes compelling, and the real demos make that easy to understand. Watch what these product videos keep returning to. Log a meal, check the curve, add a workout, look again, sleep badly, compare the next day. What people get attached to is not one isolated number. It is the pattern. A bowl of cereal may climb differently from eggs. A walk after lunch may settle the curve differently from sitting down. That loop makes the device feel more intimate than step counts, because it seems to reveal your hidden response to ordinary life. If this still sounds like a niche internet obsession, look at the kind of coverage now surrounding it. Morning show segments and mainstream explainers are asking whether ordinary people should use glucose monitors to see what food does to them. That tells you the category has crossed out of specialist medicine and into public curiosity. But the story only makes sense if we keep the original medical backbone in view. Continuous glucose monitoring mattered first because it helps people with diabetes reduce blind spots, catch overnight problems, and make daily decisions with more confidence. Consumer attention may be new. The underlying technology and the reasons it mattered first are not. Now watch how the tone changes once the story reaches the general public. One headline asks what healthy people can learn from these devices. Another asks whether they need them at all. That tension is the real consumer story. Some users see patterns that help them rethink meals, workouts, or sleep. Others start reading every bump in the graph like a warning siren. This is where the papers matter, but only as the backbone. They do not say every healthy person should monitor glucose. They say interpretation is hard, normal variation exists, and more data can either sharpen judgment or feed anxiety. And this is where we need a clean line on screen and in the script. Broadcast news framed the warning clearly. The FDA says do not trust smartwatches or rings that claim to measure blood glucose on their own. So when you look at these visuals, the point is not to mock gadgets or attack any company. It is to separate categories. A real patch system has hardware on the body, setup steps, app onboarding, and a regulatory trail. A watch-style glucose claim can look sleek and familiar while resting on a very different level of evidence. In consumer health, that visual confusion is powerful, and this is one place viewers deserve a straight answer. So by the end of this story, the real question is not whether glucose sensors are interesting. It is the same question mainstream coverage keeps asking. Should people without diabetes monitor their blood sugar? And if they do, what are they actually learning? The honest answer is narrower than the hype. These devices may help some people notice patterns, ask better questions, and connect meals, sleep, or activity to how they feel. But if the category turns ordinary biology into constant self-judgment, it loses the plot. The future here is probably real. The value will depend on restraint, context, and not pretending every data point is a diagnosis.